So I know a lot of people really enjoy watching The Nightmare Before Christmas for the Halloween season, but some of you might not know that there was actually a manga spin-off slash sequel to the Nightmare Before Christmas movie. This is actually part of Tokyopop's Disney manga selection, which I plan to look into more of because I am pretty interested in some Disney manga and what they have to offer. But for those of you who love Nightmare Before Christmas and were looking for some more glorious content from that universe, you might be interested in the manga sequel. That is, until you find out that it's actually about Zero. Yes, that's right, Jack Skellington's dog. Not about any of the interesting characters, only side characters, and new side characters for this manga series. Yeah, that's right, we're gonna put the character that can't talk and make a whole series about them. That's the smart move. Now, to some extent, this might have been the safe choice if they were worried about messing up, other cool characters from the Nightmare Before Christmas franchise. But the basic plot that follows this sequel series is that Jack is playing normal fetch with Zero, and the bone falls into Christmas Town, so Zero goes there, and for some reason, Jack's aware that Zero must have fallen into Christmas Town, but he doesn't go there himself to retrieve him. He has to send those 3 kids, the 3 Halloween little trick-or-treater kids, to go get Zero, because, they're trustworthy. So to briefly go over the plot of Zero's journey, there are multiple people that he meets along the way. He meets an elf whose dog died in a horrible sleigh accident. Very Christmas-like, I know. And I don't know, Zero barks at him and he gets over his dog's death or whatever. Meanwhile, the 3 kids are just messing around in Christmas Town, not looking for Zero at all. And they end up going into the factory where they're making all the toys, and the head elf there is mind controlling all the elves, and they end up, getting mixed in with the elves and also being mind controlled because, nothing says Christmas spirit like mind control. No need to question the morality of that. Santa, I think you are committing some human rights atrocities that should be looked at here. But Zero saves them, and then they have a dinner or something to celebrate their newfound friendship, but then a reindeer gets pissed off and lights the whole factory on fire. So they're trying to save the toys, and then at this point, Jack finally shows up. He doesn't do anything. He just kind of shows up to pick up Zero and go home. They really bend over backwards to make sure that he has no role in this series at all, despite it being a sequel and him being the main character to the original. Zero and the reindeer put out the fire for the factory. Christmas still happens. Everyone else goes home, and that's it. That's everything else, I can assure you, you're not missing anything. Now, I will say the art is nice to look at, and if you were looking for more Nightmare Before Christmas art, you might find some nice, charming things in this manga series. But overall, I just kind of found it to be very hollow, as if you excuse the term, very hollow in terms of new material for Nightmare Before Christmas. Obviously, it's not focusing on a character that I have really much interest in. It doesn't help that that particular character cannot speak throughout the comic. There's a couple things that they try in the comic series that just doesn't work as a comic, but would probably work as an animation, like having a character that can't speak would probably work better in an animation, like, what they do with Shaun the Sheep. In a comic, not as well. They also try to incorporate, I kid you not, songs. Because The Nightmare Before Christmas is a musical, so they try to do the same thing in the comic, but it's just lyrics, and you just kind of have to imagine the characters singing. Because when I think about musicals that I personally like, they always have no music. Like I said, it would have worked as an animation. Doesn't really work as a comic, I don't think. But some people might find that charming, that they tried to keep the same spirit of the original movie in there by incorporating these these moments where the characters break out into song, but I'm willing to bet I could find some well put together fan fiction that continues the story a little bit better than this. But I mean, if you like the characters that are featured in this comic, and you weren't that interested in Jack or Sally, then maybe you'll probably enjoy this sequel. But if you were looking for some spooky Halloween-y material to look into for the Halloween season, I probably would just recommend checking out the actual movie than checking out the manga spin-off. But definitely let me know if you've read this book before. What do you think of it? Am I a big dum-dum who just does not get it? Leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Like the video if you did enjoy, and feel free to list other comics that I should be reviewing for the spooky season. Of course, if you have not read it already, Sonic City Witch Issue 1 is available on the Burning Star website. The link is in the description. It's a spooky witch comic that I personally can recommend. As usual, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.